jolly good.
Oh, hello, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Clint Zoker, and welcome to another of my thoughts on. And today I'll be talking about Breathe. Sorry, I'll stop. I won't do the entire review in my Scottish accent. As much as I like the Scotties, just not today. No. This is the 2012 Pixar film that people either, how do I put this? Either like or just find it eh. And I think it's safe to say that it's kind of in between, I guess. I don't remember that much about this film. Sorry. Other than it was fine, I guess. It looked beautiful and everything. Story, characters left pretty much no impact on me whatsoever. But Luca is now officially out today. So I think I might as well just try to understand why it's liked. And it's just like Finding Dory, this film doesn't seem to be as getting as much attention as it probably should, but at the same time it's not that good of a Pixar film. I don't see how this is a Pixar film at all. It doesn't feel or look like one, which is really strange. But yeah, this won the Oscar at the 2013 Academy Awards, which I think it should have gone to Wreck-It Ralph, but Pixar be Pixar. So what's Brave about? Well, in Scotland, there is this princess named Merida, and she's voiced by Kelly MacDonald. Okay, I'll stop. I mean, I love doing the accent, but I can imagine it can get quite tiresome very fast. Voiced by Kelly MacDonald. You know how it goes. She's a princess. She doesn't want to be a princess. She wants to have freedom. Blah, 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 blah. We've heard that before. And these three sides come to his to her homeland. And they're led by Lord Mackintosh, voiced by Craig Ferguson. Lord MacGuffin, voiced by Kevin McKidd. And Lord Dingwall, voiced by Hagrid himself, Robbie Coltrane. And they offer for one of their sons to marry Merida in, I think it was archery. However, after disapproving her mother, voiced by Emma Thompson, Merida runs off into the freedom zone, I guess, where she is treated like she's being bossed all around by her mother, who wants Merida to be like a princess and not a warrior. But Fergus, voiced by Billy Connolly, okay, I promise that's the last time I'll do it, but I can't help it, seems to blindly just ignore whatever's going on between the two of them. And just has fun with his mates, However, there's this threatening bear named Mordu, and Merida decides to turn her mother into a bear because she thinks it will change her fate. But it just turned her mother into a bear, and now she has to turn her back into a human with Mordor out there, and where to begin? Pixar's writing is usually quite strong. It's really, really strong. However, during the early-ish 2010s, this, Cars 2 and Monsters Inc., they all have one common problem, and that is they don't feel like a Pixar film. Sure, Monsters Inc. is probably the closest. Cars 2 feels like DreamWorks. This kind of feels like Blue Sky. Like, it doesn't have that quality Pixar feel and atmosphere to it. It's just a silly comedy, but it's dramatically cliched. And also, this film, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but this is probably the least funny Pixar film, and Cars 2 I thought was slightly funnier. That's saying something. Don't get me wrong, I laughed a few times, but nothing that's like clever or memorable. Just, you know, bum jokes and booby jokes. And there's a scene with all the Scottishmen getting down from on top of the castle with their kilts, and they walk back inside with their pants, which is showing their bums. I thought we were watching a Pixar film, not a DreamWorks film. Sorry, Blue Sky movie. It 100%. It kind of looks like one as well, actually, in a way, when you really think about it. The writing for the film is just, main character doesn't want to do this, and now she has to do something to stop all this, and look where that leaded her. And her mother is very, very strict and very proper. She wants Merida to just be a princess, not a warrior. And, oh god, this film was, I'll be very honest, this film was a slog to get through. Like, nothing interesting's happening, it's very cack, kind of boring and not that interesting, really. It's just, oh god, it was so longly boring. I guess the only thing I like about the story is the concept of it. Well, maybe not the concept of it, I guess, since I find that hard to follow. And also, despite being very predictable and straightforward, this film was also hard to follow in terms of lore and Celtic legends. This film is not quite as fleshed out in terms of story as something like Secret of Kells or Wolfwalkers. They did it way better than what this film could do. It just feels more like a kiddie version, a really poor man's version of Wolfwalkers, which came out literally just a few years after this. And Secret of Kells was like what, like 2 or 3 years old. They did it better. This one just feels like Pixar's poor attempt at doing Celtic storytelling. And I can see this working, and I'll get to that in a minute, but it feels disappointing. It kind of lost its opportunity in a way. The only thing I liked about it, like I said, I laughed a few times, and I'll get to that in a minute. And, there were a couple of cool fight scenes, and there were some very entertainingly Scottish parts. But yeah, that's it. There's nothing really remarkable or new about the story. It just feels like it's a kids' film. Just a very loud, fast, zany, annoyingly cheery kids' film. I like its ideas and presentation. It's a little funny and I guess entertaining, but not enough to say Pixar quality, because honestly, it really actually isn't. It's just disappointing, like super disappointing. Animation. However, this isn't disappointing. The animation is fucking gorgeous. It really captures the look of Scotland in that Celtic myth look to it. It has that Secret of Kells look, which I absolutely love. I think it looks terrific. I like the textures on these characters. I like Merida's hair. I can imagine her hair was a pain in the arse to animate in a way. I like all the characters in terms of how they look. They all look... And they all look cartoonish, but they kind of work for what they're supposed to look like. And backgrounds look nice. The effects look pretty good. It's colourful, bright, well made. It's another just beautiful looking Pixar film. Any film that has Celtic looks to it, like medieval times or anything like that. Although if this was in 2D animation, I think this could have worked even better. like I can see this being like a independent, low budget animated film. I mean, you can keep the cast and you can probably change directors if you wish, but I can see this working as like, like what Cartoon Saloon would do with the Celtic animation. But as it is, it still works as well as it is, well as it should on 2D, but in 3D it looks gorgeous. It looks gorgeous, stylish, beautiful, epic. Need I say more? Characters and acting. There wasn't one character in the film that I particularly liked, except for Fergus, because he's only voiced by Billy Connolly, which I'll get to in a minute as to why. Merida is probably the most selfishly unlikable Pixar protagonist. She's not funny, she's not endearing. I mean, yes, she does kind of learn to lighten up a little bit and actually save someone, which is her mother in a way. But she's not endearing, she's kind of boring and whiny. At least Arlo was somewhat determined to go back home and actually wasn't as unlikable. He is understandable when it comes to getting annoyed and followed by spots. But besides that, he's actually tolerable compared to Merida. And you've got Eleanor, who is the strict mother, who gets what's coming. And the witch, voiced by Julie Waters. I mean, you could have got someone who is actually Scottish. Oh well. She plays just a very minor role, but like a Priota, I guess. Not really. You got the three lords, who are just forgettable. Cool in design and got nifty voice actors behind them, but nothing stands out. Even the villain, Murder, could be a quite cool villain, but is just a threatening bear, and he's not scary. He looks cool in design, but wasted. The voice acting is something I have a problem with in terms of if it's really good or the most loud voice acting in a Pixar film. I'll get this out of the way. Billy Connolly is fucking amazing as Fergus. There, I said it. I mean, first off, it's Billy Connolly. He's funny in anything he's in, even if the film is shit. Emma Thompson, I think, is a bit strange because she's not Scottish, but she does a really good job, and you can't tell her from her voice. Same with Julie Waters, who sounds like Mrs. Bird from Paddington, because she's Scottish. Kelly MacDonald does a really good job despite playing a rather bratty, annoying character. And you've also got Craig Ferguson, you've got Robbie Coltrane, you've got Kevin McKidd. They're all great, they're all memorable. Even Patrick Doyle, the composer for this film, has a small role, which is kind of cool. Even though the characters, and the triplets, by the way, they're just minions. Even if the characters are not interesting, they're just mainly boring, at least they've got some good voice acting behind them. And Fergus, I mean, come on, Billy Connolly, what's not to love? Speaking of the score, by Patrick Doyle, the music is quite nice, very, very atmospheric, and it did remind me a lot of Wolfwalkers. I like flute Celtic music. It really works. Wow. I mean, I gave this film a positive rating, but I think I might have to change that a little bit. Brave is not exactly a animated masterpiece. It's not good, not bad. It's fine. Just fine. It has good things in it, like an interesting story. Animation looks quite gorgeous, and voice acting is fine and all that. Has good things, but mostly it's very generic, cliched, predictably hard to follow. Stuff that only kids will understand. It's just a... how do I put this? It's a very basic formula. Follow this formula kind of Pixar film. It's definitely not one of the strongest ones, but it's perfectly fine. So I gave it a 7 something, and unfortunately, despite how disappointing this was, despite being pretty okay for what it is, I'm gonna say a 6 out of 10. It's not good, not bad. It's fine, just fine. So there you go. That's all the Pixar films. Well, the ones I did anyway. So yeah, just a disappointing movie. Even A Bug's Life I thought was better than this, and it's nowhere near as bad as Cars 2. So yeah, that's the Pixar films. So tomorrow is Luca, because it came out today, and I've just watched it, and I will give you my thoughts on it tomorrow. So look forward to that. And if you have seen Brave, what do you think about it? Do you think it's good, bad, decent? Do you want to see it? Let me know below. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Oh, excuse me. Don't forget to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. And until next time, freedom! Okay, I promise that is the last time I'm doing that.